free every Wednesday. For information about routes and tickets, click on marktran.com. We keep you moving. Marquette Transit.
I'm Sophia Murphy at the Capitol in Lansing, only on WZMQ 19 News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, it's the first day of the semester for Northern Michigan University students. We join them on campus as businesses and clubs try to get them to join during Fall Fest. Plus, Bay College students also begin today. We'll hear how many students are enrolled and why the college is seeing an increase in students this year. And some new improvements to Ishpeming High School. We'll show you their new roof along with other additions. Your 19 News at 6 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
There I was out at Fall Fest all day today, and it's been an absolute scorcher out there. Luckily, I wasn't wearing my suit, so let me know. Are we getting some relief anytime soon?
Well, last week it was too cold for you, and today it was too hot. Look at these temperatures. We're currently registering 90 here in Marquette. The good news is we will be slowing down, but it's not really till midweek. We've got a storm brewing. We will see some of that rain shower and activity coming our way this evening into Tuesday. Possibly severe. I'll have all those details for you, though, after the break.
All right, thanks, Aaron. I'm sorry, I have a preference to my temperatures. I'm sorry, Aaron. All right, moving on. Students at Northern Michigan University are back in the classroom. They're also deciding which clubs and job opportunities they want to pursue for the school year. They certainly had a bunch of options, which was made clear today at Fall Fest. From campus police to sports clubs to WZMQ, there were plenty of organizations to check out. It's something not many of the students are taking for granted.
We're both nursing students, so we're actually the vice president and secretary of SNA, so we were here tabling for a while to help get other students interested, but now we were like, we want to go see everything else too.
Yeah. There is something for everyone though, so if you want to do this, you want to do that, there's going to be something for you there, as I've seen, which is fun.
A lot of new people, a lot of new faces that I'm seeing, meeting new people, so like this kid.
Those two nursing students say Fall Fest is growing every year, with this one being the biggest they've seen so far. In Escanaba, it was also the first day of classes for students at Bay College. Bay is enjoying its highest enrollment since 2014. More than 2,000 students signed up for classes, with about 50% being new students and the other 50% returning. Admission staff believe the spike could be partially due to a renewed interest in college following the pandemic, as well as programs like Michigan's free Community College Guarantee.
Students are just starting to feel a little more confident. They've had a bit more time to try a different career or some dual enrollment classes. With all of the different state initiatives, that financial burden is now removed for many, which is spectacular.
On Wednesday, Bay College will host a cookout where students can explore work opportunities, campus clubs, and meet their fellow students. Ishpeming High School has a new copper roof. The new roof is part of a 2-year renovation project that was made possible by a 2022 bond millage and a 2023 sinking fund. A short ceremony held by Ishpeming School Superintendent Carrie Meyer today dedicated the refurbished weather vane, which was restored to its original condition by local artisan Tom McManus. The weather vane now sits atop the highest cupola of the high school in its original location. Superintendent Meyer says the 93-year-old structure is a historical treasure and needs to be cared for.
There's something special about Ishpeming High School and its design that you need to take care of this building. It's very important.
In addition to the weather vane and the copper roof, the project also included a new rubber membrane that will greatly increase the roof's lifespan. A third-party candidate in the race for President of the United States suspended his campaign on Friday and endorsed one of the two major party nominees. It's still early to tell exactly how that endorsement could reshape the race, but WZMQ 19 News Washington, D.C. correspondent Brennan Scanlon spoke with some experts to find out. Hey, Brennan, what can you tell us?
Hey there, Kevin. Good evening. Well, independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. suspended his campaign on Friday and endorsed former President Donald Trump. Now, Kennedy has seen a dip in the polls in recent weeks, but even a small number of Kennedy's supporters can make a big difference in November, especially in swing states like Michigan.
It's with a sense of victory and not defeat that I'm suspending my campaign activities.
On Friday, independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. suspended his campaign and endorsed former President Donald Trump. In his 2023 campaign launch, Kennedy pulled as high as 20% in some early polls. For a third-party candidate, RFK held his ground in the polls for several months. Some experts believe it's because he was viewed as a viable alternative to President Biden and former President Donald Trump.
The biggest draw for RFK was that he wasn't Trump or Biden. These two old guys who people had known and were just disenchanted with.
Todd Belt is a professor and director of the Political Management Master's Program at George Washington University. He says once President Biden announced he would not seek re-election, Kennedy's poll numbers shifted.
Once Biden left the nomination to Harris, you saw RFK's poll numbers just plummet afterwards. So a lot of people were just looking for an alternative.
However, Kennedy did have nationwide support. His campaign collected 1 million signatures to appear on ballots across the country. The question now, how many Kennedy voters will get behind former President Trump, especially those in swing states like Pennsylvania and Michigan?
Considering that the last presidential election was decided by only 43,000 voters across 3 states, this could make a difference, especially in a state like Pennsylvania where Harris is only ahead by 1% or still within the margin of error.
Kevin Belt says that Trump could see a slight boost in the polls given Trump's given RFK's endorsement. RFK's name will still appear on the ballot in most states, especially those states that tend to go red and tend to go blue. However, in about 10 or so battleground states where RFK said his presence would be a spoiler, he does plan to remove his name from the ballot in those 10 or so states. Reporting live on Capitol Hill for WZMQ 19 News, I'm Brendan Scanlon. Kevin, back to you.
All right, thanks very much, Brendan. And your first warning weather forecast is coming up after the break. Plus, Jim Koski is in the building for another edition of Life in the 906. He's talking about the significance of the first day of the college semester. And later, a statewide competition to see who can come up with the best product involving transportation. Hear how investors consider the pitches they receive.
John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to get their car fixed. John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to fix their car. Was that right? For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market. Why do I keep forgetting that word? Experience. Okay, go. 3, 2. For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market.
And don't forget,
Vaccines play a major role in protecting your health. For years, they have prevented the spread of diseases like polio, tetanus, influenza, hepatitis, measles, chickenpox, mumps, and the list goes on. COVID-19 has joined that list. Please protect your family, friends, and neighbors by staying up to date on your COVID-19 vaccines. If you have not already been vaccinated, please dial 211 to learn more about the COVID-19 vaccine.
Are you looking for a trustworthy publishing company to publish your book?
Covenant Books is an author-friendly publisher who shares your passion and beliefs. Call us today and we'll send you a free author packet to help get you started.
Call the number right now for your free writer's guide.
She's fair.
The only thing that matters in this particular courtroom, sir, is how I see it.
Watch Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS. Tonight's weather is brought to you by Shunk Furniture.
Shunk's big Labor Day recliner sale. Over 200 recliners in stock and everyone's on sale for this big event. We have a large selection of leather recliners, over 25 different styles to choose from. This leather rocker recliner is just $6.99 and you get a free blanket for those cold winter nights. Our selection of fabric recliners are even greater. All the latest styles, sizes, and colors are here, and the recliners start at just $2.79. And we have a large selection of power and power lift recliners for you to try. Shop Shunks and Marquette today.
Now, award-winning WZMQ 19 First Warning Weather with Air Stasic.
I mentioned earlier that we do have some risks for severe weather on the way. Just to preface that, most of our risks are going to be in the slight marginal levels, which means some isolated, limited, short-lived as far as those storms could be, as well as the intensity, but it also means that we've got gusty winds possible, heavy downpours, hail is also a possibility. Tornadoes could be in there, but overall, it's looking like that activity is going to be reserved for Wisconsin and Minnesota if that does happen. And then our general storm, thunderstorm situation, that's usually what we're looking at. As far as this evening, we're kind of in a third of the UP. The western portion is in that slight category, and then the central as well as the eastern portions, and of course the Keweenaw Peninsula there, are in that marginal level, for this evening. So that's something to keep in mind. And then we're looking at on Tuesday, a little bit different of that map where the majority of us are in that marginal category. So isolated thunderstorms, again, short-lived, and then that slight risk for the southern portions, and then general classic thunderstorm situation along that northwest coast. And we've got another outlook here for Wednesday where we'll be kind of split in half there. No risks for the central and western portions, but the central and eastern portions, basically Menominee Delta all the way over to Drummond Island, are in that general category where a typical thunderstorm. And then just a heads up, we do have some air alerts, most of this down in Wisconsin, as well as wrapping around Lake Michigan into the southern portions of the lower peninsula there. But just keep in mind, in case you are headed to Door County, I know there are a lot of people who like to go visit that area, but that's something to keep in mind if you are affected by air quality. Current conditions with the radar showing we're fairly dry at the moment, but that could be changing. Maybe some sprinkles starting here around the 6 o'clock hour. Could get quite dicey down in Iron County, as well as southwest Marquette County. Dickinson County seeing some of that action as well as we get further into the evening. But then we'll see up here in Marquette County a lot of those storms headed over to Lake Superior, and then overnight, we're expecting wet roads for our Tuesday commute in the central locations, and then that's going to move further to the east. We'll dry out for a little bit, and then some chances of showers continuing like we talked about on that Tuesday evening into Wednesday. So keep that in mind. If you start school tomorrow, you can expect some thunderstorms throughout the afternoon as well. We will be dropping in temperatures here on Wednesday, something to look forward to, and then we'll be back in those 70s for the next 3 days.
All right, thanks a lot, Air. A construction project in Negaunee is complete, making the Iron Ore Heritage Trail even better. For Insights tonight, we're joined by the trail administrator to hear what's new and what it means for the area. That's coming up right after this.
I had a brain aneurysm in the year 2000 here. No one was going to hire someone that had a disability or whatever. I went through a program here at Goodwill well over 20 years ago, and they hired me as soon as I was able to come back to work. They hired many people with disabilities and stuff and get them back into the workforce. My favorite thing I work at Marquette Goodwill is just interacting with the people. It's great atmosphere here and great people here. Goodwill treats everyone really good. It's like a second chance almost, I was going to say. It really gets you back on your feet.
Shop and donate to your local Goodwill.
On America, weeknights on the CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell.
25 years of fun, and you're invited. It's the silver anniversary of the Downtown Marquette Farmers Market. Come celebrate with us every Saturday morning at the Marquette Commons. From 9 to 1, you'll find a wide variety of local foods, produce, art, and so much more. Plus, the Wednesday night Farmers Market on the 100 block of West Washington Street is back from 5 to 8. For more information, visit mqtfarmersmarket.com. The Farmers Market is presented by the Marquette TDA and sponsored by Flagstar Bank and WZMQ 19.
In the heart of Michigan communities. From the studios where stories come alive to the airwaves that connect us all. From Detroit to Marquette, more than 300 TV and radio stations inspire, inform, and unite through dedication and service. It's your community, your voice, and 75 years of the Michigan Association of Broadcasters.
She's inquisitive
What led to this young lady finding you in this compromising situation?
and firm.
The only thing that matters in this particular courtroom, sir, is how I see it.
Watch Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS. You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local, with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. A project years in the making in Negaunee is finally complete. Tonight on Insights, we're getting a look at the new boardwalk along the Iron Ore Heritage Trail over the Negaunee marshlands. And joining us tonight is Trail Administrator Bob Hendrickson. Bob, thanks so much for coming on again.
Yeah, thanks for having me in.
All right, so the boardwalk is complete.
It is.
What's it look like?
Well, it's beautiful, actually. It has a lot of architecture curvage to it. It's an immersive experience once it's probably about 1,000 feet off trail, but it's a 750-foot boardwalk. There'll be 2 viewing platforms. Right now, most of the catweeds are over the top, but through the year, you'll see this whole evolution of the marsh, from the spring to the summer to the fall. And it'll be a great experience for people. It's something that has been on the program or on the design for a long time for the Heritage Trail. Carol Fulsher, who's the previous administrator, she really worked hard to get this, and it's a great tribute to her amount of work on it. And then also the Iron Ore Heritage Recreation Authority to have the board members really support it and really champion it through the years.
Right, and based off that, obviously, it's a big project that everyone's been waiting for. So what's it like to finally get it done?
Yeah, it's an accomplishment. So Associated Contractors have been out there for about 8 weeks. Some of those guys, man, they went through, it's probably one of the most challenging work conditions that they've had to deal with. Being up in chest waders up to their chest and and working through that and just kind of clearing things. So as it is right now, it looks a little rough, because it's a construction zone, but it's growing back quickly. By next year, you won't even tell that there's been construction in there, and it'll be just the boardwalk. So there'll be a couple of benches. We have a picnic area out there, and that's on the approaches. And what it is, it's a non-motorized section, so we want to let people know. Like right now, it's kind of a little bit of a Wild West. We got to work some controls into it. But people are more than welcome to park their bikes in that, or in the parking area, or walk their bikes out there and check it out.
No electric bikes, though.
You can actually take electric bikes. Our mantra is pedal assist up to 20 miles an hour.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. How about you on the boardwalk? Keep it down. Probably want to walk through that with that.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so we got that announcement today. And do you have any other summer project updates for us?
Well, in that same area, we're working on a motorized bypass. So by this winter, it'll be the snowmobile trail. So it's always been kind of mixed right in that area. It's a sharp hairpin, and that's another reason why the boardwalk was built, to kind of give a little bit of, moving the pedestrian or the traffic out a little bit. But the motorized route will go from on the left, continue on that, and go out to Prince Street, which would then cross the railroad tracks. So right now it's a snowmobile trail. The ORV designation will come soon. We're working with the Michigan DNR to secure that funding, and then just getting through the landowners and the easements for that. So it's not an easy process of just saying, okay, here's an ORV trail, but kind of going through that. So as people are understanding that, make sure that you're staying on the trail. We do have some areas out there that we want to secure a little bit more mine fencing around some hazard areas. I don't think they're immediate hazards, but it could be an opportunity for in the future that we want to just make sure that people are safe. And anytime you're in an old area of mine area, it's wise to stay to a permanent trail, regardless of here or anywhere, because you never know what's left out there. So staying to the trail is good, and just being, courtesy on the trail, stay right on the right, and making sure that you're greeting people and just experiencing the trail with the other users.
All right, sounds great, Bob.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That's all the time we have this time, but
Sure.
I'm sure we have a lot more to talk about at a different time.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me in on that.
And I'm looking forward to checking out the boardwalk.
Yeah, we'll be doing a dedication in September.
Okay, sounds good. I hope to be there. Thanks a lot, Bob. Again, I really appreciate it. And tomorrow on Insights, we're joined by a Marquette Area Public Schools Superintendent Zach Sedgwick to talk about what parents and students should know as the new school year is about to begin. And still to come on your 19 News, Jim Koski helped recognize the students of NMUs to begin their semester today. And later, grants are now available in Gladstone for businesses looking to beautify their stores and also the downtown area. But first, here's your Yoopers United Volunteer Opportunity of the Day. Volunteers are needed for putting up and taking down tents before and after Marquette Area Blues Fest on September 2nd. Those who can help should be able-bodied and able to lift or move heavy items. To sign up to be a volunteer or check out other opportunities, just head to Yoopers.
Coming up tonight on the CBS Evening News, cyber criminals targeting kids' personal records. For our Eye on America, we look at the more than 100 cyber attacks on schools and what your child needs to know about how to protect their identity and information. That and more headlines tonight on the CBS Evening News.
We do dangerous work together.
You're gonna be okay. We look out for each other.
It's okay. You're safe.
We do whatever it takes. I got you.
Watch my six.
Always.
The FBI's return October 15th, part of CBS Premiere Week on CBS.
Sleep better with a new mattress from Kirkish Furniture. We proudly feature Made in the Midwest Restonic mattresses. Try one out today and compare other major brands. Let our sleep specialists help you find the bed of your dreams at Kirkish Furniture.
Our first category is it's getting hot in her. Oh, so take off all your clothes? No.
Weekdays at 9 on WZMQ CBS.
Direct.
Don't you ever look up at the sky and roll your eyes. You hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Realistic.
I will maybe have a tendency to
spend too
overindulge.
much and won't be able to pay your rent. That's the problem.
He holds the line.
I resent it, and I resent you for doing it.
Powerful.
I don't know where you've been, but you're going to respect this courtroom. I'm going to throw you out real quick.
Mathis Court is in session.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS.
The greatest sportsmen and women. Icons of our time and beyond. Peerless performances. Champions in a class of their own. Legacies without equal. Timeless quality, superbly crafted stories showcasing the greatest sports heroes and their incredible winning moments. The Immortals, the greatest athletes of all time.
This is home for CBS, WZMQ 19.
Hey everyone, Jim Koski has returned for another Life in the 906. This time he wants to share the importance of the beginning of this college semester. Hey Jim.
Well, hey Kevin, and yes I do, because for a handful of Upper Michigan communities, these past few weeks have marked something as sacred as deer season and Kootenai, like Kevin said, the return of college students. Michigan Tech welcomed theirs last week, while Northern started for the year today with Fall Fest, the first day of classes, and cautious optimism that their football team might actually have a game or two this season where they manage to lose by less than 40 points. Go Cats! It's also a big year for NMU because it's their 125th anniversary. It was back in 1899 that the school was chartered as the Northern State Normal School, and growing from first year to over 8,000 today shows just how much communities like Marquette and Houghton have changed by being college towns. Northern and Tech, along with Lake Superior State and a slew of community colleges, are important parts of the UP not only economically, but also because they bring diversity and talent and energy to an area that, if we're being honest, can sometimes use it. The 8,000 people who descended upon Marquette this past weekend are a major part of the community through volunteer efforts and the skills they bring to local businesses. In fact, NMU students are working on this very newscast. That's how vital students can be. They bring us new ideas. They give us a push we may not have known we needed. And every so often, they impact our lives in ways that we could never have imagined. Here is a perfect example. A couple of years ago, I was making a dessert and realized that I had forgotten to get Jell-O. I live a block away from a liquor store, so I ran over there to see if they had any. Lo and behold, at that liquor store, I found 6 different kinds of Jell-O. When I expressed my surprise to the young lady working the counter, she just said, College students? Jell-O shots? So if you've ever needed any concrete proof as to the impact college students can have on UP communities, there's but one example. Welcome back, students. I'm Jim Koski, and that is another slice of life in the 906.
All right, Jim. Jell-O shots. I remember those. Never ate them though. I promise.
Sure, Kevin. We'll go with that.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jim. And don't forget to join Jim weekday afternoons on Q107 WMQT. Business owners in downtown Gladstone have an opportunity to apply for funding for improvement projects. The Gladstone DDA has relaunched its facade grant program. With a minimum match of 50%, business owners can secure money to update signage, restore historical building elements, and make other exterior changes. While the grants do benefit the individual businesses, the DDA says they can also help the entire downtown shine a little brighter.
Looking for projects that are really going to enhance the downtown feel, things that are going to keep up property values. We're looking to attract future businesses. We want to make Gladstone a great place for residents to come and want to live and make the downtown just a nice place to be.
Applications are open September 1st, and on our 11 p.m. newscast, we'll show how the program helped one business during the pandemic. Entrepreneurs in Michigan will have the chance to win $100,000 in a statewide Shark Tank-style pitch competition. The inaugural Pitch Me launched last week to spur new ideas in the mobility and transportation sector. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy has more about the competition and how the state's growth office hopes it will encourage innovation.
The Michigan Growth Office is investing $100,000 in one mobility or transportation-related business idea. The state's chief growth officer says they're looking for an innovative pitch that transforms the way Michiganders get from point A to point B.
We've really learned that the entrepreneurship and innovation environment across our state is a critical component of, that formula to really kickstart Michigan's growth.
Pitching is a regular part of the startup process. Innovate Marquette is a state smart zone that offers training and mentorship to entrepreneurs, which includes help with pitch ideas from the pre-seed startup levels all the way to bigger investor pitches.
Justin came to us and pitched us on his idea.
Justin Carlson is the CEO of a company called Envivis Technologies. He's currently working with Innovate Marquette on a pitch for a mold map technology that tracks indoor air quality.
So right now we're in the very early pre-seed stage.
Carlson explained pitching is about communicating the product that you're building, showing the demand for it, and any plans for funding that's received.
Just to get started is so difficult with, in entrepreneurship with a startup. Every resource that you have available to you just can make all the difference.
He says that's why programs like the Pitch Michigan competition are so important.
This Pitch Michigan is a great way to connect young entrepreneurs who are in our network to a lot more resources.
Applications for the program are online now and will close on Monday, September 16th. From Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
Coming up after the break, Air lets us know if we should prepare for another hot day in our immediate future. She has the outlook when we come back.
Okay, here's one. Did you know that when you die, the last thing to stop working is your pupils? Really? They dilate.
Yes! Okay. How about this one? How did the telephone propose to his girlfriend? He gave her a ring.
Oh! We're doing dad jokes. I like to call them papa jokes.
Papa's House joins the neighborhood on Mondays, premiering October 21st on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Abbott Elementary Week on the Jennifer Hudson Show. We surprised Tyler James Williams with the young teacher he inspired. Are you the Gregory of your school?
It feels like that.
I mean, look at it.
Plus, I think you should meet him. Come on out, Ryan! An emotional first meeting.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, tomorrow at 5 on WZMQ TV CBS, followed by 19 News at 6.
Yes. Oh, hi. I suppose you're wondering what an A-list celebrity like me is doing in a place like this. You must know, I'm saving the world. Oh, hi, Beth. Yep, saving the world again. Did you know that 40% of all the food produced in the United States is thrown away? That means everything that went into that food, the pesticides, the water, the land, was all for nothing. Just look at this perfectly good food thrown in the trash. The pizza with extra Cheerios. These goldfish and Band-Aid tacos. And just look at this perfect trash burger. This pasta dog looks delicious.
You don't have to dumpster dive like Ed Begley Jr. to save the planet. Fight food waste by shopping smart and using what you buy before it gets trashed.
That's way better. Ooh, arugula.
Do your part and find out other world-saving tips at betterthaned.org.
All right, rain showers, thunderstorms possibly on the way. We'll see that activity increasing, especially between 9 p.m. and midnight across the UP. And if you start school tomorrow, make sure your student or yourself are prepared for some puddles. And you've got that wet weather gear. Temperatures around 73 in the afternoon. Across the Upper Peninsula will be mostly in that 70-degree range, although Iron Mountain could see around 81 for their high. And then we are dipping down for the rest of the week.
Thanks, Aaron. That's all we have for now. We'll see you later tonight.